Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's webinar, how to use your mirror without being too narcissistic.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah, mirror on the wall. Who's the worst of us all? As usual, we're brought to you by Medicus Golf and KickX Golf, and we're here at Tiffany Green's Golf Club in Kansas City, Missouri. Brenndan and I, we're going to show you a lot of things, how we use mirrors with our players, indoors and outdoors, and how you can use mirrors at home to actually work on your golf swing. You know, there's a teacher up in Atlanta that for many years he was not in the teaching business, he was in the financial business. So when he started to get back into golf again, he spent months and months and months in front of a mirror hitting little 40, 45 yard length wedge shots, working on what he wanted to see as far as what his body was doing, what the club was doing. And then he just took it from the mirror out to the range, and you know, within a few short months, the guy's playing, you know, par golf.
Yep.
So, you know, mirrors are a great thing. Not everybody carries a video camera around, so it's a lot easier to stand at home in front of a mirror or sliding glass door or something you see a reflection in, and work on whatever it is you're trying to work on.
Yep.
I mean, the best players in the world, you know, they have their technology, they have their video cameras. When they go back to the hotel room at night, I mean, they will stand up in front of a mirror and do things. In fact, I won't tell you who told me this, but they roomed with a guy who used to be known as Phil McGlynno, whose name is Mac O'Grady. He said he used to room with Mac, and the first thing he'd do when he got to the hotel room, Mac would take the bed and stand it up against the wall, okay, get in front of a mirror and practice swing drivers at full blast, okay. He'd do that for about 2 hours every night. So,
well, and Hogan used to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he would. You know, that was pre cameras, but that's how, you know, Hogan was able to get, you know, a lot of the feels and whatever it was he was working on is mirror drills.
Right. Right. So, you know, and we use a couple of things. I mean, first of all, we got a little ground mirror. You know, that you can just aim at yourself this way. Right, get set up to it, and this one has a red line in the middle, so you can set that red line wherever it is that you want. So let's say you're working on, you know, steady hit, and you set this mirror, and you make your backswing, and you look and see if your head stayed steady. If it moved too much, then you may want to, if it moves this way, you may want to feel like you're just coming back just a little bit. You can also use it at this angle, which is not a good angle because you get to see my world-class butt. But you put it to where you can make your backswing, and the mirror's over here to your right-hand side. That way, and I'll use this mirror that I've got setting up here, I can use this to measure where I'm at in the downswing. Is this where I want to be? Do I want to be out? Do I want to be here more? Do I want to pivot more this way? Just a lot of things that you can do in front of that mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, and what you can do too is you know, we're able to have these awesome little mirrors, like you said, it's got the red line. Well, you know, get creative, put pieces of tape, or you know, take a dry erase marker and you know, mark on it. You know, make you a line or something. That way, you have some reference points.
Right. I mean, because yeah, you can just take a piece of string and hang it down, or anything on the mirror at home.
Yeah.
If you're monitoring what your head or what your, you know, how far you want your hips to move in the downswing, you can do all that stuff in front of that mirror. The key is, as we know, is when we're working with our players down here, because we got mirrors everywhere, when we're working with our players down here and we tell them to, all right, now set up in front of the mirror and make your practice swing, you know, what you're working on, they'll get set up and they just go like this. They don't even look in the mirror.
Yeah, that or they're going way too fast.
Yeah, so you got to do this stuff slowly, and for it to be effective, you've got to do whatever it is you're trying to do. You have to do it properly.
Yeah.
It doesn't do any good at all to stand in front of a mirror and make swings that you're not trying to do.
Yeah.
Because you already have that one down. That one you don't have to work on anymore.
That's the one we're trying to get out of the system.
Oh, I forgot to say also, if you have any questions, just type them into the sidebar there. All right, so we use little ground mirrors, and then we've got these big mirrors like this. I'll let you go through this, Brenndan. There's a ball.
Yeah, you know, it's same thing. I mean, you know, at home, you know, mostly you've got, you know, most times you have a big floor mirror or a big dresser mirror, or you know, on your deck, you know, find something where you got a reflection. And,
Right.
you know, that's what these bigger mirrors that we use here are for. You know, the smaller ones we use outside. But, you know, stuff like this, again, just, you know, face on. You know, if you're wanting to work on weight transfer or head or, you know, whatever it is you're trying to do. If I'm going to try to see where my hands and forearm is at impact, you can get in here and just make small, slow swing motions and just get that feel and get that visual. Right. I mean, a lot of it too is visually seeing what you're trying to do.
Right, and you want to put the mirror, you know, two ways. You want to face the mirror, then you want to mirror what we refer to as down the line as well. So let's say you're a player that you're getting down, but your hands are working too far away from you in a downswing. Right, so what you might want to do is once you get set, look in the mirror, get to the top of the swing, and as you move down, get your hands as close as possible to yourself. It'll be almost like the shaft is just slightly inside your toe stance line. Because the more you go out here, the more you're going to have to stand up this direction. So it's going to feel from here that the hands are working more downward and your left arm is working more into your chest as you're coming down. And again, if you're someone that's trying to get more of a draw, I'll do it just so you can see it. I'm going to get square to this. All right, now I'm square to this camera. If I'm trying to get more of a draw in action, I'm going to want this club to look a little more this way so that my path can go a little bit more to the right. If I've got a path that's too far to the right, then may want to see the club head out here just a little bit. So I can try to make the path go a little further left, right? So, but there's just a ton of things you can do. And again, I'm standing up here, I'm going to use the camera as my mirror now. So as I get here and I go back, if I want to feel like I've got a little more weight going, let's say to my trail side or my right hip, I may want to see just a little movement there. Not a lot, just a little. You can see my head's not moving over here anywhere, but I've got a little movement into the right side. Now I've got a turning aspect. Now I've got the downstroke started. Now I've got into impact, and I'm still looking over here so I can see where it's going. If I want to see my exit view, let me get square to this again. There we go. If I want to see where my club's exiting, I put the mirror on this side of me so I don't go out this way too much. I can also do it this way, where I come down right post impact that my hands disappear. You notice the hands disappear around my body, but the club head stays out.
Yeah.
So go ahead and add to that if you want.
You know, those are fantastic things. I mean, you know, again, you want to do these to where you're going slowly.
Right.
You know, so like we just said, so many times we'll have a student, they'll look at the mirror, but then they're,
Yeah.
how's that look, coach? You know, but you know, I have a lot of students do a lot of chip motions, right? You know, chip and small swing motions. You know, just standing in front of a mirror and just watch yourself make a motion, just a couple feet back, a couple feet through, and just make sure you know you've got the shaft and the left forearm here in line.
Yeah.
You know, again, you know, if you're one of these players, you know, we talked a while back on wedges.
Yeah.
You want to do more of a leading edge type of shot. Well, then you're going to have it more kind of out of line a little bit.
Right.
If you're going to go more vertical, well, this is going to be here. So
Yeah.
you can play around with different feels,
Right.
but you really got to do it at the right pace, understand what it is you're working on, and just visually get at what you're trying to do.
Right, and then you need to know that the mirror will make you look 20 years older and 10 pounds heavier.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I thought it was the light.
I thought it was like So, but just use these mirrors, but you know, again, I'm set up to the mirror on our wall here, which is not set up to this camera. So if I'm standing here and I'm working on something, once I'm set, I'm not looking down here at all. I'm looking over here to see where it is I'm trying to do. Okay? And I can see everything right through here. Again, you have to do these in a slower motion to get a sense of what's going on. You know, yesterday I did a call with Ted Orocco down in Panama City, and they were talking about field players. And you know, my response was, I've never met a field player. Because field players, if you take it up here and I move the shaft quarter inch this way or quarter inch that way, if they can't feel it, then they're not a field player.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, so it's a sense of what's happening. You know, with this club in your hands and body moving out in space. But let the mirror verify it.
Yeah. You know, and one thing to add is, you know, I've had students before say, well, I travel a lot and I can't take my clubs.
Yeah.
You can do mirror drills without clubs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you just, again, if you just, I want to use the camera here, but just take a grip and just make some motions here, and that will, you'll still feel what your hands and arms and your body's doing. So
Right.
there are some things that you can do without the clubs.
You can even take a coat hanger from the hotel.
You didn't get that from Chuck.
Don't take it. Turn it upside down, you know, so the hook ends up here, and place it and grab that so it's against your lead arm. Stand in front of that hotel mirror and make swings with that hanger. All right, you're going to see a sense of where that hanger is touching your forearm or not touching.
Yep.
So that's like using the club, but you're still getting your work in when you're traveling.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, we have a lot of our adults do travel. In fact, there's a couple of them, I think they're going to Dominican Republic later today or tomorrow.
Did we get the invite for that?
We didn't get to go. Mike, Martin, and Sarah, thanks for the invite. But speaking of that, Sarah, when you're traveling on business, take that coat hanger, like I just talked about, stand in front of the mirror in your hotel, and work on these drills and work on the things that we're talking about.
Yep.
So, and again, you don't have to swing a club to do that. And the mirror works for all the drills you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So I think we have some questions, so let me see what they are here. All right, okay, this is from 3-Putt Johnny. Johnny, I hope your putting is getting better since the last time we talked. Last time I practiced with the mirror, I broke it and ended up in the doghouse. Are you guaranteeing me immunity? Where do I find one of those big mirrors like you have there? Well, we can't guarantee you immunity. Sorry, Johnny. But you can use a sliding glass door. You can go to, you know, they sell these mirrors all over the web. So all you're trying to find is a big portable. It's not actually glass anyway.
Right.
It's a reflective surface.
Yeah.
So, but you can find them almost anywhere, and you can probably find this at Golf Around the World. We don't carry these at Medicus, but you can probably find that at Golf Around the World.
Or you know, another inexpensive one I know that like at Bed Bath and Beyond, or you know, they've got those little closet door mirrors that are probably 1.5 feet wide and maybe 3 or 4 feet tall. You know, sometimes those are pretty good mirrors as well. So just like we've been saying, just something where you can see a reflection. Well, now the mirrors we have on all of our walls down here are probably twice this wide and slightly higher. Now those are a little more expensive. Yeah, which sounds like that's kind of the one that got broken. Yeah. So let's see what else we've got here. Okay, there's one by Freddie. I can't quite get all the way down to Freddie's question here. Yeah, I can't get to Freddie's. And Jim says the audio is way out of sync. Well, it is out of sync, but it won't. But it will be in sync if you look at it via the YouTube channel. Okay, how can you work on the swing plane with the mirror? So yeah, we've kind of covered that. But what you can do on your mirror, and I'll turn it this way so you can see it. You can just take your mirror and take a line, and let's say you want your plane to go a certain angle. You would just draw this angle on the mirror, whatever that angle is that you want it to be on. Okay? So then as you set up, your shaft should be on that angle you just drew on the mirror. Practice going up that line, then above it, and then back down to it, and then on through to impact. Yeah. You know, and you know, if you know, we've talked a lot before on, you know, plane line, and you know, I know that you've done some great videos like the flashlight drill, and so if you lay a couple clubs down, that can also be a guide for you. So, you know, if I have the mirror here and I lay a club down right about somewhere in here, where just as a reference point, well, now when I start to go back, you know, tracing that line, I can stop and look in the mirror and see where that is in relation. So now you're getting another visual, and it's just another guide that you can use. So, you know, kind of taking the flashlight drill, but incorporating the mirror in a way. Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, I think that's all we've got. So
I think that's all we have today as far as the questions. If you guys do have any more questions, just email them to us. We will try to respond to those as quickly as possible. Again, our weather's breaking here, so woohoo. We've got like 10 days of mid-50s to mid-60s.
Thank goodness.
You notice we have a little bit different background today, so it adds just a little bit more to it. But for those of you, see, I can move away in stealth mode. Brenndan can't, but I can move away in stealth mode and disappear flat into the background.
Like a ninja.
I am a ninja. And with your tan, you could blend into this one.
Well, that's why I'm glad the weather's breaking. Get some color.
All right, well, we want to thank everybody for joining us, and we will see you next week. See ya.